Two, one, and we're live. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another exciting episode of CampusCare EdTalks presented by Entab, an exclusive platform where the who's who of education come on board and discuss their viewpoints on curbing topics related to education. Today, before I begin, let me quickly introduce you to Entab. We're a 20-year-old IT company engaged in providing matured and futuristic school ERP, CRM, and mobile apps to the top schools spread across India and help transform them from good schools to the great ones. Today's topic of discussion is encouraging creative learning environment in schools. We all know that now, because of the issue of NEP 2020, educators, schools, and even the parents and all the stakeholders involved are trying to find more creative ways which can help students to understand the concept of anything. So, for that particular reason, we have two very renowned educators with us. Our first educator is the principal of RMK Residential Senior Secondary School. Ma'am is an innovative and progressive educator with a track record of success in developing productive school operations through strategic planning. For her contribution to the field of education for more than 25 years, Ma'am has received the Best Principal Award in 2016. Please welcome Sapna Sankhla Ma'am on board. Welcome on board, Ma'am.
Thank you.
Next up, we have Miss K. Samhitha Ma'am, the Principal of SJES Central School, Bangalore. With her excellent explanation skills, in-depth knowledge of subjects, and patience, she has been a mentor to many teachers and students. Under her guidance, the school has been recognized for Fit India Movement. Please welcome on board, ma'am. Thank you for coming on Campus Care Talks. Okay, so as we now would like to proceed further and understand the concept, what is exactly, how do you create a learning, creative environment in school, a creative learning environment? Because as far as I'm concerned, every school has a learning environment and it might be creative in some way or the other. So what is this new concept of creating a creative learning environment? Let's go with Sapna ma'am first.
Yeah. Thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity. And in fact, this is a topic which is very much near to my heart because I was the one, like I had been very much promoting the creative learning aspect in my schools, where I mean different schools wherever I have worked. And yes, as you rightly say, the creative learning environment is what we are talking about these days. And with the rolling out of the NEP document, again, this creative learning environment has acquired very great importance. But how do you create that creative learning environment in the school is what we are going to now reflect upon. If you look at the 21st century skills, when we talk about the four C's, we do have the creative thinking or the creativity. In fact, I feel the four C's, which begin with creativity or creative thinking, that leads to critical thinking, communication, and collaboration. So, this one of the C's of the learning skills is very, very vital. And to create a creative learning environment, I feel in the school we need to provide the space and the framework to the students and create such learning activities which allows a student to explore or also to ignite the creative spark. Every child has a creative spark, but it is for the schools and the teachers to identify and ignite that creative spark and allow the students to explore in different ways, provide them a platform wherein they can actually exhibit their creativity. Of course, we need to forget the constraints which are there. Whenever you are heading towards a creative task, we do have a constraint of time and space, but we need to actually overcome those constraints and provide opportunity for the students to work on creative tasks Basically speaking, when you say creativity, it is something, expressing yourself in a different way, or making, like stepping out of the box, doing something which is not usual, unusual. But then why should we do that? I mean, why is that we should think of doing something differently? Because only when we do that, we can explore new ideas, we can come out with new knowledge, and we develop new knowledge and we create something. That's how we reach at the highest level of the Bloom's taxonomy, which is about creating things. So only when there is creativity, we would come out with something, creating something new, wherein the students have the opportunity to actually find out their latent talents and express themselves well. I think that is the best way by which we can create a creative environment in the school. Thank you.
Wonderful. Samhita ma'am, do you concur with the same what ma'am said?
Yeah, as ma'am already told, creativity does not wait for the moment. It will just happen. So here, creativity is also related with physical development, emotional development. So these are all interrelated. This cognitive development, everything is interrelated. So I see all these five things together these days because if we are integrating all these five things, the physical, emotional, creative, social, and cognitive skills. Yeah, all these five are interrelated. So if we are putting all these five and we are working, we are giving the platform to the students where they can effectively enjoy doing all these things by learning. They are more creative in their work field. So, as one step ahead, we have so many beautiful curriculum planned for performing arts, visual arts. These are all part of our daily life. So we give all this basic platform to the students where they can perform, do, and know how they can actually present the things. So this is how we actually take this creativity forward in our school.
All right. Wonderful, ma'am. Moving forward, Sapna ma'am, being the leader of your school, how do you ensure to give at least 1 hour every day to your student to freely explore their creativity? Like for example, you might say to your student, "Ki, okay, guys, you can go to the park and now just explore yourself or enjoy yourself and form different projects or something." How do you do that? How do you tackle that situation?
Yeah, that's in fact a very interesting question. But here, let me, make you aware that uh, for developing the creativity in the students, or to give that time frame for creativity, you don't have to look for only a different activity. Within our teaching learning environment, within our curriculum itself, we can provide so many ways by which creativity can be fostered. I mean, within the subjects, within the curriculum also, we can imbibe, instill the creative spark in them. Now, how can we do that? For example, as you say, yeah, as you rightly said, allowing the children to go to park and looking at the different plants grown there and then do a project based on that, that's wonderful. In fact, all these things are now incorporated into our subjects. For example, let me just tell you, in our school for class 10, our sixth subject is agriculture. And since we are in a residential campus, which has many species of plants and trees, and even there is a cultivation of something like crops and all that. And since we have opted for this subject as agriculture, and we already have these things, it can be very easily incorporated, wherein students are supposed to be in the fields, in the gardens, in the parks, and explore different species. And based on the curricular requirements as well, like classifying the different types of plants, classifying the leaves, and then coming out with what are the different things which can be done with that, like their medicinal values. So even that can be done. And if I look at the other side, a simple thing like a birthday celebration, how do you do it in a creative way? Like, would you like to design your own birthday card, your own birthday event for your friends? How do you do it? Even there, creativity can be very much instilled into the students. So, I would like to say, that when we are looking for the creative expressions in the students, it can be done through the curriculum, and it can also be done through extra activities, the way you had suggested. Thank
Right.
you.
Wonderful, ma'am. Samhita, ma'am, do you agree with the fact that creativity, allowing creativity in students, also help them grow holistically as a student, as a citizen of the country, or maybe as a student of your school? Samhita, ma'am.
Yeah, initially, as I've already told you, holistic growth is all-round development. So, all-round development is something which is again interrelated with all physical, emotional, cognitive development. So, yeah, one student learning, playing, they learn with playing gives them more knowledge. Activity-based learning gives them more intense learning rather than just sitting in a classroom listening to just what our teachers tell. So previously we are used to call this rote learning. Now
Yeah.
we are happy that NEP has come up with something called do and learn. So it is very useful for us. Already CBSE board is working and giving us a huge challenge of doing so many activities, giving the platform for everyone to develop all around. We also have this art integrated recently in 2019, where each and every children are learning what is how we can relate art with our education. There are so many things that we are coming up, so the children doesn't learn the concept just as a concept. They learn by doing, they learn by activity, they learn with they get that in a particular topic when they are actually experimenting and when they are actually knowing depth in what it is. So yeah, this will actually help them in holistic way as well.
Right. As Benjamin Franklin said, that involve me and I learn. I'm pretty sure experiential learning will also help the students in explore their creativity, explore their mindset, and help them grow much more holistically. That's absolutely true, Samhita, ma'am. Sapna, ma'am. Over to you. You spoke about new age professions and everything. So these 20, forget 21st century. I guess we're almost in the 22nd century now, and the jobs that are there right now and that are upcoming, schools might not be prepared for them. So how are you? I mean, if we talk about jobs like photography or being author, or maybe let's say if I for example I want to write a book in your school, right, Sapna ma'am? Will you encourage me as a student to beta, we'll publish your book, you keep on writing? What sort of approach do you do in practical terms, Sapna ma'am?
Yeah. Uh, when you look at these professions, okay, as you say, how are you going to foster creativity in students, whereby which they are ready to take up such professions wherein they use their creativity. In fact, we would really love to support and guide such students, because if you look at, and as you say, most of the skills which we are actually imbibing to our yeah, into our students, when they grow up and they when they go into the job market, all these skills may become redundant or obsolete. They are not going to be of any use. So we have to have that long term planning, that long term vision, that 10 years from now, what are the requisites that a student should possess so as to flourish in his life in terms of his career. So obviously, I feel all these creative skills, for example, as you say, art, craft, drawing and painting, music, dance, creative expressions, writing, event managers, anchoring, comparing, and all those skills, I think they are going to be much in demand. They are going to be very much useful. And another thing, even to our students, most of our students, they really lack a lot of guidance when it comes to careers. They lack guidance because they do not know that if I'm going to develop this skill, am I going to really do something, find my passion in my job and enjoy my life? But more than the students, I think it is the parents whom we have to really tell, because I'm very sorry to say that, but most of the parents feel engineering and medicine are the only two careers available on earth, and rest of it they don't want to take any risk. They say there is no security. But I think it's time that we change the mindset of the parents. When a child has got a creative passion, why not we build on it and why not we develop that? It is very much possible. And in our school, we are always ready to do that. In fact, I had a student in my previous school who had acted in the movie. Yesterday, her movie was released. She is in class 6. Whenever she wanted to go for a shooting, I always allowed her to go, and we conducted a special test for her. It's not that if you're missing the test, we had a different question paper, and she continued with her test, and the movie got released, and it is getting very good reviews. So, in fact, what I'm saying is we need to identify such talents and help them grow. I think school has a greater responsibility
Right.
in not only helping and supporting the students, but also convincing the parents that let them go the way they want to. Don't ever keep telling them
Exactly.
that these are the only thing
This was going
available.
to be my second question. This was going to be my next question from with Samhitha ma'am. Ma'am, it's not about fostering creativity. For example, you have fostered creativity in a student, and now your student comes up to you and tells you, "Ki, ma'am, I want to be a YouTuber." Fine. As a responsible educator, of course you will counsel the student that is it your passion or is it just a one time thing and everything. But how will you approach the parents stating that your son wants to be a YouTuber? Samhita ma'am, over to you.
Yeah, I want to put my real life example here. I was a table tennis player from class 6.
Oh
I was a
wow.
player for nationals. I have represented my state Andhra Pradesh for five times as a captain. But when I come to inter, that is PUC board, my parents unfortunately have put me in the hostel where the
Oh,
study is the has happened. That is morning 6 o'clock wake up, 11 o'clock you go to bed. That is only thing that we happened in our hostel. So they till 10th grade, my principal has to encourage me a lot to participate in sports, in developing my activity as my passion. He loved me to play all these tournaments and all. But coming to PUC, they didn't encourage me. They asked me to stop playing. So there was only rote mode of learning. So at that particular point of time, I have decided, well, if I get a chance, if my kids love doing something, I should not stop them at that particular point of time. This is my personal experience. I have stopped playing at the class 10. If I would have continued, maybe I may be one of the recognized player today, because I know all the players who are going to Olympics in table tennis were my colleagues at that particular point. So I feel that one lag why parents and my management at that particular of time stopped me playing. So yeah, this was my personal experience. So parents and also school should encourage a student in their passion, some or the other way. They should not tell that you don't have future, you don't have career, you will stop, you will stop at that particular time, you won't have job security. All these things come at that particular of time when you go when you stop at one particular level, that will be very bad for that particular student emotionally also, because they have achieved so much in that particular career, and when you ask to stop them at that particular point of time, it emotionally and physically affects them in some or the other way. That is my personal experience, and I want everyone, as a parent, as a management, we have to encourage such particular type of students to go further in their careers. We should
Wonderful
not
ma'am.
stop them at any
And I'm
particular
pretty
point.
sure with an
We have
experience
to
like yours,
educate them.
with an experience like yours, you will do move heaven,
Pardon me?
mountains. Ma'am, with an experience like yours, you'll move heaven and mountain to explain to the parents that no, you have to make your son a YouTuber, no matter what. So that's
Yes, yes.
very nice of you to share your personal experience, ma'am. All right, Sapna, ma'am. End of the webinar. Closing remarks from your side.
okay, okay. So yeah, I think we really had a very interesting discussion, and creating a creative environment, I feel, is the responsibility of all the school leaders at first, because if we do that, our teachers would follow. So a principal should be a trend setter when it comes to creating a creative environment in the school. And not only that, I feel, in every aspect of the school, that creative spark which is there in the child has to be ignited, and we have to make efforts. And yes, the golden triangle, as we call it, it is not only the school, but even the parents
Parents.
and the students. Everybody's role is very, very important in fostering creativity in students. And I think if we really do that, one day we can create so many champions in different fields. It's not just the subjects, but as you suggested, there are so many fields wherein students can show that creativity. In fact, I feel when it comes to, as you said, becoming a YouTuber, when you look at social media, it really offers a lot when it comes to creativity. In fact, when you look at coding, when you look at robotics, what is all that? It's all about creativity.
Right.
So it's time that we give the time and space to the students by removing all the constraints and help them develop holistically. Because when the CBSE is talking about art integration, experiential learning, sports integration, why it is for all these actually leads to creativity. And that's why, how do students learn through sports? They can learn so much through sports. There's so much of creativity involved even in that. If you look at each and every aspect, when it comes to art integration, whether it is visual and performing art, or whether it is drawing, painting, coloring, or canvas, everything, I think, the student should be provided a blank canvas, and they are going to fill it with colors of creativity. Thank you so much.
Wonderful, ma'am. Samhita, ma'am, closing remarks from your side. Samhita, ma'am.
Yeah, has Sapna told so many important points. There is no much thing that I have to conclude. Ma'am has already given a valuable information to the people around, students who are watching this. Yes, CBSE board is working hard for all these things. They have come up with more and more creative things that should be included in our curriculum. As a principal, it is our place to make sure that everything is going properly to the student, and we are giving the free hands to the students to explore each and every field that they are interested in. Until and unless management and the principal together should do this, the
Hmm.
student innovative and creative will not come out, and we can grow in much higher ways if the both things come together. And
Right. Wonderful, ma'am. So thank you so much, Sapna, ma'am. Thank you so much, Samhita, ma'am, for giving us your valuable time and coming on Entab CampusCare EdTalks. It was a pleasure having both of you on board with us. Again, thank you so much for your precious time. And after a few moments again, we'll have a discussion with you, or maybe some next webinar. Till next time, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and
thank
have a nice day,
Have a nice day,
everyone.
ma'am. Stay safe. Take care.